Hey guys, this is Dakota and this is Coffee with Dakota, where I answer your burning questions. And right now I'm in Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm here with Phyllis, who's a part of our mentorship group. And she's going to help me answer this question that came in today from Vicki Jeffers. And she says, hello Dakota, I was so happy to hear how you listen for messages from your guides while not actually journeying as we know it, but by paying attention and being aware of your surroundings. I must say that my guides speak louder to me when I am not actually journeying, but when I am just staying awake during awake time. And they are also most clear when they come to me while I am in sort of a dream state, like just falling asleep or waking up. Their messages are very clear to me then, and the dream is much more vivid than what I would call a normal dream. And I don't go in search of them. I ask for messages. They come to me and present their information, oftentimes concerning issues I had on my mind as I fell asleep. It seems I either read or heard a recording of Sandra Ingerman once saying that the veil is getting so thin that some of us can commune with our guides without the need for ceremony. Have you heard anything like that, or do you know others like that? Keep up the great work. So much of what you say and do resonates within me. Thank you, Aho. Vicki, that's a great question, and actually Phyllis and I were talking a little bit about that at dinner tonight, and that messages are appearing even in our ordinary life. And what I do on Facebook oftentimes is I try to present you guys with things where you can be aware of the messages that are out there in your everyday life. That's part of my journey right now, traveling to all these different places, is to be able to see the messages and relay to you how that works, how you can just be in an ordinary moment and still be communing with your guides without having to be in a ceremony or drumming or going into a full-on journey. You were talking about a message that hit you the other day in the most random of places, but was so profound. Would you want to share that?
Sure. Well, recently in the mentorship, I did do a journey, one of Dakota's immersions, and it was, I think it was to our ancestors, that, and in the west direction. And what I remember is that my paternal grandmother told me that I needed to write a book. This book, at the time I didn't know what it was about. She just told me to write a book that would heal the family line, the family lineages, and any future generations to come. So, later, I was listening to something, and it resonated so deeply with me that it was the orphan and the need to find a home, looking for a home, that we all come here looking for a home. And what happens to those who are abused or neglected or moved or divorced or some sort of traumatic experience, and what happens to that home. This is a personal story as well. And so all of a sudden, when you become that aware of something, and in this case it was an orphan of all things, orphan books started coming my way. Orphan movies, Little Orphan Annie, all these orphan things. And I got excited and I started to write one page. And I went and sat on my front stoop one night and thinking about this book, and a shooting star went across the sky. And I thought, okay, I'm supposed to write
Tell me
this
this
book.
part.
And so I haven't really done a heck of a lot of reading, which is part of the process. And just yesterday I went to a movie, and it was called The Shape of Water. And in the movie, the main character, the woman, was asked, "What is your name?" And she said, I forget her first name, her last name was Esposito. And the man said to her, that means orphan. And I about fell out of my chair because Esposito was my maiden name.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's one way it works. For me, it started out in a journey.
Yeah.
which started the process and the guidance to go forward in this
Yeah.
particular direction.
Yeah. And I would say one thing that I feel is really important is being able to have that strong connection to your guides so that you know how they speak to you, because everybody's communication and relationship with their guides is going to be unique and different. And so for me, I've got to have that strength in that relationship, build that relationship, not just go to them when I need something, but to really, be grateful and to be communing with them in different times when I'm not needing something. And so it's always an underlying present awareness that is always there. And then they do come in the most unusual ways. A single name in a movie that has such a profound effect on you. And for me, even driving here today, I had a 2-hour drive to get here, and in those 2 hours, I had probably about 14 messages that were very pertinent to me today. And when you're paying attention in your everyday life and you don't dismiss things, it would have been easy to just say, oh, that's just a coincidence. And so often we do that. We discount what the message actually is. But Sandra Ingerman is right. The veil is thin right now. And as we are moving into that fifth dimension time where we are really becoming lighter, we're becoming more love. We're replacing the male patriarchal system that's not worked. It doesn't work any longer. And we're replacing that with something that is more intuitive and flowing and freestyle. And the truth is, I was telling this to Phyllis earlier, we don't have the luxury of sitting around and drumming and journeying every day. Even for that's just out of the order. You wouldn't be able to do that unless you were retired and had nothing else to do. But what we can do is we can be more aware of where we are in the moment we are in it, the people that we're meeting, and even just in this short time being with you, I feel like there's been messages both ways, and even just a rekindling, just paying attention to that spark that gets lit up. For me, it was flute playing, just talking about flutes with you. And so just really super paying attention and enjoying life, Do you have anything you'd like to add to that? I mean, she's been doing this for a while.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while. About the ceremony thing, I don't really, even just for me, if I just, namaste, that's ceremony enough, just enough to honor my inner being is perfect. I don't need to get the drum or my rattle or sage or anything. Just honoring that inner self is good.
It is.
Yeah.
Taking that short moment to just breathe in, being conscious of your breath.
Yeah.
Being respectful.
Right, exactly.
And for me, just me personally, I try to find those moments where I can really be in gratitude and what that might look like at that given moment. And sometimes it's just, thank you. It's as simple as that, but it is having that conscious awareness, that little bit of threshold. Oh, I wanted to also say, the times right before the sun rises and right when the sun is setting, those are called liminal times, where the threshold, the veil is very thin. If you were looking at it through the context of the medicine wheel, that would be spring and fall. So, right during May, Beltane and Samhain, those are when the veil is thinnest. And during the day, it is dawn and dusk. And those are great times to contact the other side, your spirits, your spirit guides, your ancestors. But even that veil is, the rest of the day, the rest of the time is really catching up to that. It really is thin right now. I've never had so many messages coming through, and I don't know if it's because I'm traveling, or if it's just that they're just flooding. right now. I don't know how you feel about that, but
Oh yeah, they are flooding.
yeah, yeah. So
It's just paying attention.
yeah, definitely paying
I mean,
attention.
not even looking for it. They just
Yeah,
come.
they do. At one point this past week, I was like, okay, I get it.
Right.
Anyway, Vicki, I hope that answers your question. It's really a great conversation to have with others. And so start having that conversation with your friends and family, and make it a point to really pay attention to your day. And, you know, you watch me when I do these films, I'm always looking around, and immediately my eye went over to this photograph on the wall. It's got a lot of blue in there, which kind of, for me, is about flowing. And maybe that's about letting the messages flow a little bit more freely in your day. So anyway, we look forward to your next questions, and we'll see you next week with Coffee with Dakota and maybe New Orleans. Bye, guys. Hey, so stick with me for just one more minute. I've got something really exciting to tell you, that we are just now going to be opening up a private, super private Facebook group for just a very select people who are very interested in this kind of work. So what we're planning on doing is doing some light teachings that will kind of coincide with what we do in the mentorship, to give you a little taste test of each of the directions. And so for 9 weeks, out of each time that we go around the medicine wheel, we will re-embark on a new direction and give you some challenges and some fun things to do that will kind of line you up with that energy of the medicine wheel. I'll also be doing a live meditation every single week, and we call that Trance Tuesday, so you can guess what day it's going to be on. And in addition to that, we're also going to do, in August, we're going to do a 21-day gratitude challenge. I can kind of foresee that in the fall time, we're going to do a 21-day soul detox cleanse. We'll do 21 days of ritual. We're just going to do all kinds of stuff. So anyway, this is an invitation only type Facebook group. It's a closed group. So if you want in, then go to the link below and let us know that you want in, and we will make sure that you get a personal invite. So again, go to the link below, get your personal invite, your little golden VIP card, and join us. We're actually going to be starting meditations now, so they probably, by the time you see this, have already started. So get on there and come join the community. Now, wait, before I let you go, before you hit that stop button, this group, this Facebook group is, I want the energy to be super high, and I want it to be really authentic, and I want people to show up. So if you're just joining the group just to have it on a tab on the sidebar, you know, it's not going to be worth your while. It's not going to be worth my while. I want people who are engaged. I want people who are really interested in learning this work. So if you know somebody also that you think would fit that, then please give them this link and let them kind of join up. Or once you're in, you can invite people in as well that you want. But really, I'm very protective of my groups, so please come join us if you really feel called and led to. All right, I'll see you in Facebook or in another coffee. Bye, guys.